chimichangas.
Is that how we're starting it off, is it?
Well,
Is how we're going to start this off? Jamie Champ. Well, there you go, that's the intro.
okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another instalment of Film Topic. It's me, Aaron O'Brien, joined by my good friend, as always, Mr. Jamie Sheldon.
Hey up, how we all doing?
Yeah, this is Film Topic, and we're talking about a TV show yet again.
Oh yes, TV show.
Oh.
Movie, but we love Doctor Who, don't we?
Yes, we love Doctor Who. It's one of our favourite things, so we've got to talk about it, haven't we?
Yep.
So,
definitely.
We're basically we're doing sort of a mid-season recap of season 12 so far. I mean, we're a bit more than mid-season.
Yeah, we're 6 episodes into it.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to do this last week, but the
episode was
episode 5. Fugitive of the Jadoon. Well, we had some opinions, but get out there, didn't we?
It really did delay this initial mid-season recap originally, and we just couldn't think or talk about anything else.
Oh no, we had some heat. We had some heat.
But that's over now. We've calmed down.
Yeah.
Right. We've just come off of the sixth episode, Praxeus.
Yeah.
So 6 episodes in, we're gonna do this mid-season recap, and then once the whole season's finished, we're gonna do a whole season retrospective and what we think of the season as a whole.
So far, Aaron, have you enjoyed it?
I have. I'm gonna say, like, with confidence now, I think this is a vast improvement to Series 11.
And it's only been 6 episodes.
It's
already an improvement, you're saying?
It's already an improvement to me because, I mean, more has already happened in these 6 episodes in the whole of Series 11. Series 11 was just so uneventful, and I said this when I talked about the trailer in my own YouTube channel. Like, I think the bar was set really low with Series 11 that, like, I thought there's no way that it can not be better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's better than Series 11? Do you think it's about the same quality-wise?
I'd say it's uneventful, the last series. I think this series has been more eventful, but in terms of, like, the writing, no. The writing is still not good in my opinion. I think the writing is still terrible at times. But, however, though, I've enjoyed it. There is some parts that I found boring. I mean, like, there's been 2 great episodes, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
There is 2 or 3 good episodes. I'll just say it's only the mid-season point, isn't it? So there's only 6 episodes to talk about.
Yeah, so we've got 4 episodes left.
Yeah, I'd say I'm 50-50, but I have enjoyed it. It is an improvement over the last series, and Jodie Whittaker has been a lot better this time around. And there's so much personality. I mean, like, already in, like, the first episode, Spyfall, she was, she had a Doctor moments right there and then, didn't she?
Yes, I mean, it helps with the Master coming back and all.
Yeah, indeed.
But I mean, so like Jodie Whittaker as a whole, I mean, I think she's found her footing more this season. Like, I've been able to take her more serious as the Doctor, especially because in this season I feel like she's been more serious. Ever since at the end of Spyfall, part 2, when she went to see Gallifrey and it had been destroyed again, like she's been like very, she's had an attitude, which naturally so. I mean, she saved Gallifrey and it's been destroyed.
Saved Gallifrey, come back up at Dire Star, and it's like, what has done? What has done this?
What a waste of my time.
I've saved this planet. Now watch it go up in flames
again. Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, naturally, she's being a bit more serious. She's got an attitude. She's been a bit darker, and I think she pulls it off really well. And overall, I think she's much better this series than she was in Series 11. I don't know. In Series 11, she sort of took a back seat a lot. Whereas she's more at the forefront.
See,
of this
now
series.
The companions are more taking a back seat, I think, this series. Do you agree, Aaron?
I do agree. The companions are even more useless this time around than they were last time.
Yaz is still useless.
Yaz is still useless, but the thing is, in Series 11, Yaz was useless, but Graham and Ryan sort of weren't. But this time around, Graham and Ryan are also being kind of useless.
They're just sat there in the background most episodes waving.
They're just that's it. Each episode seems to start with the Doctor moping about the TARDIS with a face on, and they're all 3 of them are sat there behind the console, just saying, "What's wrong with her now?" It's like
the 13th Doctor's got a problem. There's a serious issue.
Why didn't anybody just ask? Why didn't she tell us what's going on? I don't know. She's got a face on again. What's wrong with her? I don't know. Should we ask? Nah, she won't be honest with us.
I don't know.
What's wrong with you? I don't.
What?
I don't know. I think
I don't know what to say about
they
the
need to tone it down. They need three companions is too many. It's too many. They need to tone it down to at least a maximum 2.
Yes, get rid of Yaz. I'd say.
Get rid of Yaz.
Sacrifice it. We don't care about Yaz that much, and have Graham and Ryan come up front.
Yeah, because I mean,
get them more involved with the plot.
They're actually a family.
Yeah.
So, and Yaz is sort of like fourth wheel.
See, Team TARDIS is the family. That's the way it's been portrayed more or less.
I know, but I don't buy it.
Just the fam.
I don't.
My
buy
mates
it.
and now my fams.
Yeah,
I just don't pick there right there.
I don't buy the Doctor and these companions as a family. I just don't buy it. I just don't feel like. I feel like the Doctor's been closer to other companions than she has with these ones.
Amy, Rory,
Rose.
I lived with them. Come on, lived with them for years and spent so much time with them.
Amy, Rory, Rose, Martha, Donna. I think every companion the Doctor's been closer to emotionally than she is with these 3.
Yeah, it's a little bit disjointed, isn't it, really?
A little bit. It just feels like... Oh, they're close because we say they are.
We're the fam.
We're the fam. It doesn't matter how much you call yourself the fam.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some desperate improvements for Team TARDIS.
There needs to be some sacking off.
Sacking off. With
companions.
So let's talk about the episodes in order then, beginning with Spyfall Part 1. It's a Part 1 episode, and it was huge, wasn't it?
The very James Bond inspired episode, Spyfall.
I enjoyed Spyfall.
I really like Spyfall a lot. A good way to open the season as well. I mean, it was the same last season. Woman Who Fell to Earth was a great opener, I thought.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you get a bad season opener.
Gets you hooked when it wanted to see more, then... It throws a massive curveball with the Master at the end.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing.
A lot of people don't like this Master. I love this Master.
I love Sacha Dhawan as the Master.
So do I. I love him. I love his little outbursts of anger. He seems to be really unstable.
Yeah, that's what I really like about him. Isn't it? He seems really unstable, and he can just have an outburst of any kind at any moment.
I think it's because there was no build-up and there was no mystery. He just revealed it right on the spot. It's like, oh, you're the Master.
Honestly, when
I don't know if that's what people are saying. I think that's more. I think that's what it is. There was no mystery.
When I was first watching the episode and he said Spy Master, and I was like, I didn't even catch on at first.
Exactly. A lot of people just don't.
What? I was like, what? And then when he turned to Ryan and Yaz and stuff, he said, "Call me Master," and I was like, what? Hang on a minute, the Master's back. What?
Yeah, exactly. There was no build up. It was just out of nowhere.
It took me a while. It took me a while to catch on.
Because people thinking this character was just a throwaway character, weren't they?
I mean,
what was his name?
Oh,
it was
his full name. I mean, as a character, was a really good side character.
He was really good. I thought he was all right.
I was thinking he'd make a better companion than.
But I was thinking at the end it was just going to throw him away again, be another throwaway character. But then, the reveal of the Master, and it's like, that's crazy. But then, episode 2, Spyfall Part 2, I hate that. Cause,
you hated it?
I hated it, because it was all over the place. They were in different time zones. I mean, like, the only part I really enjoyed was the part with in World War II.
On the Eiffel Tower, the conversation between the Doctor and the Master.
That was really good. That and the ending. Okay, I can say I'm 50-50. It's the first half didn't pick it up so well. It's like how they just escaped the plane, and it turned out the Doctor was just there. And I thought, okay, but a bit like Back to the Future, put stuff in stone. That's predictable.
Yeah.
And they did that at the end. They showed the Doctor.
On the monitor.
Yeah,
a bit of timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, a bit of timey-wimey stuff, preparing it to save the day.
Bit of Blink.
I didn't really buy into that. And the first half, and they go to different places, nah, not that boring. But when they got to the World War part of the episode, I started really enjoying it from there.
I think Spyfall Part 1 set a really good bit of mystery with the Kasarvan and Lenny Henry's character. I forget his name right now. And obviously, I love James Bond, so the whole James Bond stuff was really.
You love Part 1 and 2 equally, don't you?
But I will agree. I think Part 2 was a bit more disjointed, and it dragged a bit more than Part 1 did.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. It dragged in times. I think I did enjoy the episode overall, but it didn't top the first part though, did it?
What made the second part for me was all the interactions with the Doctor and the Master.
Yeah.
So sort of anything that didn't involve the Doctor or the Master, I was sort of a bit like sort of dragging a bit. But I overall as a two-parter, I really enjoy Spyfall Part 1 and Part 2. We opened the season greatly. It's the first two-parter we had of this new Chibnall era. But I think everything with the Master, and obviously the ending of Spyfall Part 2, with the revelation of Gallifrey, the Master destroying Gallifrey. We actually saw Gallifrey. Like, I remember when it was ending and the Doctor, when you saw the hologram and the Master was saying, like, I destroyed the bastard place because
I can just imagine the Doctor opening the doors going, that was a fucking waste of time.
It was a waste. Do you remember that scene?
I spent years trying to save
Do you remember that scene in Series 8, from Death in Heaven? And the Missy gives the Doctor coordinates and he smashes the TARDIS console because it's not actually there. Like, that seemed more suitable a reaction to find what he found when Gallifrey is destroyed. But that whole revelation, that just was like, what is going on? So before we go on to that, episode 3, Orphan 55. Go on.
Orphan 55.
Everybody's favourite episode.
I think it was fairly average in my opinion.
People hate this episode, man.
I think it's just average. I don't hate it. It's just average. I can see why a lot of people hate it.
I'll tell you what I did really like in this episode. The thing that made this episode for me was, like I say, Jodie's performance. She was playing it a lot more serious. She was more commanding. She took charge a lot more. She was fresh off of finding out Gallifrey has been destroyed, so naturally she was a bit pissed off. But as an episode on its own, I would have enjoyed it if it wasn't for the freaking ham-fisted message of global warming is bad. Stop what you're doing. That is my big problem with this series. While I think it's a vast improvement to Series 11, this series I feel like I'm being lectured. I feel like I'm being lectured with some of these episodes. Do you know what I mean?
I can see why a lot of people really dislike it.
I really the message was so ham-fisted about global warming is bad. I'm like, stop. You need to be more subtle. Like, Doctor Who has always been political, but they've been more subtle about it. Chibnall does not know subtlety when it comes to this kind of stuff. Just stop lecturing us. Stop telling us how to live our lives. That's what I'm just like, oh my god. And the speech that the Doctor gives at the end, be better.
It's just in your face, and it's
be
right
better.
on the nose.
It is so on the nose.
It's like Chris Chibs is just chinned you.
Chibs, a bit of Chibs chinning right over the jaw, saying that we're terrible. So on the nose, man. Just like, come on. Like, we watch Doctor Who to escape the real world, not to be reminded that we're being shit to it.
Another cowboy comment, Aaron.
Another cowboy comment.
Another cowboy comment from Cleaner Monkey. And it was it's simply, he just commented saying it was garbage and peachy.
Garbage and peachy? Do you mean preachy?
Oh, yeah, sorry, preachy.
Yes, preachy.
I'm going to say peachy.
It certainly was preachy. It took me right out of the episode.
Exactly. So
we're
not alone in this.
Jodie's performance, I really enjoyed. There were elements of it that I did like, but the preachiness, as soon as it was revealed that this was Earth, I was like, oh, here we go. So here we go. The preaching's going to start.
Again.
And then the Doctor gave a full speech saying, be better.
Oh, God.
Treat your planet better. Like, for God's sake.
Just not a great episode. Not a great episode.
I did like the dregs, though. The monsters. They really reminded me of the monster from Love and Monsters. I forget what it's called. I did like the monster designs. That's about it. I like Jodie's performance.
Oh, there you go. That's all from 55, folks.
Yeah.
Next, episode 4 is Nikola Tesla's
Night of Terror.
Nikola
Tesla's Night of Terror. I really enjoyed this episode, actually.
I am completely upset. I thought it was boring.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was like a standard historical episode of Doctor Who.
And that is it. It's pretty standard.
Nothing special, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
That's it.
Standard episode.
You're saying the reasons why I pretty much don't like it.
Oh, really?
Standard and boring.
Well, we can't have
risks.
We can't have all episodes be on the high stakes level of like Spyfall Part 1 and Part 2. You know.
I did like the actor who plays Nikola Tesla. I thought
Nikola Tesla
was really good.
Was such a good character. He's such a.
There was some great chemistry between him and the Doctor.
Yeah, I loved all the scientific banter between him and the Doctor, and I actually really like Nikola Tesla.
Scientist to scientist.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the stuff between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison. A really pleasant surprise bringing Thomas Edison into this. Another historical figure.
I like how he plays the arsehole character.
Yeah, he's the arsehole villain of the piece. I mean, obviously, we don't know Thomas Edison in person.
No.
He might have been a dick. But I don't know.
I like how he's just so horrible to Nikola Tesla.
Yeah,
I just feel... It makes me feel more sympathy for the character.
He wasn't a nice chap, was he? He wasn't a very nice chap.
All I wanted was some money.
Yeah.
It's not that business with that guy.
Yeah, what did you think to the monsters, the Skithra? What did you think to them?
Oh, God, I hated them. I hate the Skiffer. I know you liked them, but
I liked the monsters, like the scorpion monsters themselves. I did not like the Queen. The Queen was overacting to
terrible Queen.
She was horrible. She was overacting to fuck her.
Exactly.
I mean,
oh my god.
She was a Ragnos wannabe, wasn't she? Do you remember the Ragnos?
That's what it exactly reminded me of. I was thinking, is this the Ragnos?
I was thinking that they were going to be
Is this what they're going for here? Is this connected to that? Or is it completely different? Because the design is so similar, and they play like the same character a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, there's like a cool...
Oh my god, it's just... yeah, I completely agree, it's terrible.
I was thinking that they were going to be related to the Ragnos in some way, but I mean, besides the Queen, I like the actual scorpion monsters themselves. Like, I thought they looked really cool.
The CG was terrible.
The CG was terrible at some points, but
that's what really put me out of the episode.
At some points it was really good though, sometimes, when they're in the background, doing the thing.
Well, I'd say episode 4... is
nothing special.
It's nothing special. But the characters are great.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a standard historical episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it was okay. I guess
I didn't really have much preachiness going on.
And I guess this leads us to Fugitive of the
Fugitive of the
Oh
Judoon.
my god, this has been like this was the best episode so far, isn't it? This is
the thing is, yeah,
best episode.
Considering what happened, right? Stepping back out of this thing where we calm down and realise that okay, let's just wait until we get the answers. And just hope that what we did a rant about isn't happening. As an episode, this is a fantastic episode.
This is probably the best one of the series so far.
This is probably the best episode, possibly of the Chibnall era so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it relied heavily. Like this series as a whole has relied heavily on nostalgia. Do you
nostalgia
think?
Always works though.
This whole series and this episode in particular has been really throwing back to the Russell T Davies era of Doctor Who.
Bringing back
remember
the
this
classic monster.
Judoon, Captain Jack.
Oh my god, Captain Jack.
Yeah.
We'll speak about him in a moment.
Yes, because we didn't even speak about him properly, did we? Captain Jack. Spyfall Part 1 had the whole sort of, in Spyfall Part 2 where the Doctor sticks on the monitor and she's responding to Ryan who's replying to the TV. That's Blink. Throwback to Blink. You had, there's been like awesome little throwbacks to the Russell T Davies era. I don't know if it's on purpose. I don't know if Chibnall just loves it.
And episode 5 have the right curve ball that we ranted about.
Yeah, about the Ruth's Doctor.
I mean, that's the part where I sat up and I was really interested. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, there was intrigue. She dug up the TARDIS. You're like, what is going on?
This is like the part of the series I've been waiting for. The great mystery. That I'm waiting to be hooked. This is what made me sit up and go, right, what's going on? I couldn't take my eyes off the TV. Like, throughout the series, if there was like distractions around me, I wouldn't be so bothered. This was the point where quiet now.
You wouldn't look at your phone or anything.
No, quiet now. Shut up now. Shit's got real.
What is happening? Ruth smashing up in the glass at the lighthouse. A throwback to Family of Blood. Another throwback to Family of Blood. An episode with rewriting Time Lord DNA.
Really, really interesting. The Ruth being the Doctor. That's really interesting. Can't wait to see what happens.
As long as she's not a pre-Hartnell Doctor, or as long as she's not actually a Doctor part of this timeline as we know so far, I just don't want it to be the case. I just want them. It seems too obvious.
Don't say I. We.
Oh, we. Sorry, we don't want that to be the case. We want there to be. It seems too obvious. Like they've got to throw a twist in the works here.
Yeah.
She's got to be something else. I think that she. I mean, I don't know if you think. I've seen other theories as well, but I think that she's probably the timeless child.
Yeah.
But there's also another layer there as well. If it's the timeless child, is the Doctor the timeless child? Being pre-Hartnell, just I swear to God, do not do that. we talked about it.
Yeah, there's a film topic episode that we're going to do about that. So watch that if you want to listen to the rant.
There is potential for an interesting twist here.
Yeah,
isn't there? As long as it's not the obvious and it's not what we think it might be, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
they resolve the whole timeless child thing. Resolve what's going on with Gallifrey.
And the Judoon was working with the
Time Lords.
Yeah, the Time Lords.
Which throws another wrench in the works because the Time Lords are alive in this point, which also makes me think, well, is this a pre-Hartnell Doctor? Because these Time Lords are obviously from the past because Gallifrey is still alive.
I thought the Judoon was great in this.
But I love the Judoon. I felt really bad for the Judoon commander when Ruth took off its horn. I felt so sorry for that Judoon.
Poor thing.
I felt, honestly, the Judoon are harmless. I mean, they're not. They've killed folk, but not out of spite. The poor guy in the coffee shop when he pushed the Judoon and then thought, well, punishment is death.
You said they were harmless. You've just said they were harmless. Like, oh no, you can't touch me. Right, that's it.
Death.
Death.
Yeah, but
Weaponize you.
they do give you compensation if they do you wrong. just don't, don't piss them off.
The Judoon was great in this episode, and great mystery to find out who the fugitive was.
Yeah,
and you said that the pace was great.
It was a
great
terrific episode. I you would not have thought that an episode called Fugitive of the Judoon would have so many twists and turns. You have Captain Jack coming back, you got the Time Lords, you got a Doctor.
Well, we need to talk about Captain Jack before we move this on. I will say right now, folks, it was great to see our Captain Jack back. But, however, it was a waste. It was so wasted.
In hindsight, what a waste of time.
Wasted potential.
Because, yes, don't get me wrong, it was amazing to see Captain Jack back. We've wanted him back for so long. And, we got it. As soon as you heard his voice over the tannoy, you're like, that's Captain Jack.
Oh!
But he was in it for he was in it for all of 5 minutes. And then when you finally come out of the episode and you really think about it,
he didn't even interact with the Doctor.
Didn't even interact with the Doctor. He was obviously shoehorned in there. It was obviously like a reshoot. They were like, holy shit, we can get Jordan Barrowman here. Let's do a reshoot, quick.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah, and Chris Chibnall came out and said as well, in an interview, that's it, he's done. He's not coming back in this season.
I didn't even know that.
Did you not know that? Well, it's confirmed.
My face just dropped them, people.
So, that's even worse. So, this is all we're getting of Captain Jack for the foreseeable future. And... yeah, it would just tacked on.
I suppose if he was to come back and if it was a reshoot and if they was unable to get Jodie Whittaker, then I suppose if that's the best they can do, then fair play. If that's the best they can do, but if anything, I think it'd just be better off just not to put it in. Really.
If it's planted the seeds,
it's just disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's planted the seeds for him to come back in like an upcoming special or maybe series 13,
that'd be fine with that.
Yeah, just bring him back because. Just do it.
Just do it. You can't just do it, aren't you?
Why wasn't it done sooner? But it was great to see him again. But then when you step back, like, wow. But Fugitive of the Judoon,
very good.
Great episode, best of the series so far.
Best of the series so far, and we can't wait to see what happens with the twist and with the Cyberman.
Depending on what happens with the twist and the lone Cyberman, this could be looked upon fondly.
Yeah, and that is the mid-season recap. So far, so good. Yes, hold on. Yes, there is one more episode which we'll talk about. But this is technically the mid-season point. Okay, that's
right. He's right.
Technically the mid-season point. We'll talk about
Praxeus
in just a moment. So, what do you think overall to the series, Aaron?
I'm happy with it. I mean, besides being lectured about certain stuff with the environment and stuff, I think it's a pretty okay season of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the best, but it's gonna be hard to be the best. But I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. It's a massive improvement to Series 11.
I don't think I have anything to add to that. That's we've put that into great perspective there, lad. I say very great, vast improvement. Very good. The only thing I will say is what we said earlier. Just sort the companions out here.
That's the big problem. It's the companions and the constant lecturing in certain episodes.
If there's more episodes like Fugitive of the Judoon, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I mean Fugitive of the Judoon,
maybe just don't rely on nostalgia too much.
Yeah, because that could be
because that will wear thin really quick.
Because I'm thinking that's really clouding our judgment why we're enjoying it so much more than we are. Because Series 11 had no callbacks, was so standalone, and then he's gone from like being such a standalone series with no references to the past to now throwing Gallifrey in there, bringing Captain Jack back.
It makes it all feel connected, though.
Bringing Cybermen back. It is good. It makes it feel connected, like say, but you don't want it to wear thin.
Yeah, exactly. So, episode 6.
Praxeus.
Indeed, what a shy episode that was.
I don't think it was shite.
I thought it was shite.
I mean...
birds and sand. Nothing really happened.
I didn't think it was shite. It was another preachy episode again.
Okay, then, the thoughts for you. Preacher, yeah.
There was intrigue.
I thought it was terrible.
There was a bit of intrigue. I thought there was quite an intrigue with this virus going on. But as soon as the two girl characters at the start of the episode end up on this,
there's a guy that died on the beach outside, and he just left there, and all them birds went in the house, and the Doctors magically got out with Team TARDIS.
Yeah,
and here's another cowboy comment here. I can't believe nobody remembered to check on out. His name was Armu. The guy attacked by the birds outside in Madagascar.
Yes.
Like, they don't even mention him. Not even after they come back. But he didn't give a shit.
That's so true. I was watching this with my flatmate and he said the same thing. He was stood all the way outside watching the birds and my flatmate was like, why is he stood all the way there? Why have they left him there if these birds are toxic? What are they doing? And then he gets killed.
They said the rat was terrible. It is he has disappointed face when she actually discovers a new alien planet by herself. Oh, finally, Yaz had a little bit of character there, where she's on the ship and I couldn't really care really.
I actually quite like this episode up until the preachiness started again. It's because like when the episode opened and these two girls went on the sandy beach and I saw like rubbish all over the sand, all over the beach. Yeah. I was like, oh my god. They're gonna do another environmental load of bollocks here, aren't they? Now, granted, it wasn't quite as ham-fisted as Orphan 55's global warming message, but it was still a load of we're polluting the oceans with plastic, and now this virus Praxeus is feeding on the plastic.
Love Ryan.
Oh, go on. What do you love, Ryan?
The stuff that I can't remember what he says, but the stuff he says to that woman.
Oh man, he says all sorts of stuff.
It's just how Gargle sees again.
He's entertaining, is Ryan.
Just for how bland and expressionless he is when he's talking to us, saying we're doing. Well, go watch out. Why? Birds. It's so good, isn't it? You gotta love him.
I will say, when people get killed by this Praxeus virus, it's brutal, man. Do you not think it was brutal? Like before they even shatter, like you hear all these like crackling sounds and their bodies are like twitching. It's like it's really brutal, really grim. I thought it was really grim.
Grim but great, and I give me like
give me the heebie-jeebies.
It did because I feel my.
It did make your skin crawl because you had that brutal like
tensed up and
sound effects.
It was like
before they burst into dust or whatever. But it was pretty brutal. But I actually quite enjoyed this episode. Again, it was like another standard episode of Doctor Who. Like once a big episode like Fugitive of the Judoon happens, you've really got to lower your expectations.
It was a high point to a low point. I said this episode was shy. I still think it's shy. The writing was terrible. I thought the plot of the whole pollution was terrible. However, I found it very funny. Though. I thought a lot of it was
mainly
just
for
laughable. Ryan, the whole planet had the escape because they went to the house, and all of a sudden the birds get in there, and they get out like scratch free. They managed to run all the way to the TARDIS. I'm pretty sure the birds would get there first.
Oh wow!
There's just a lot of stuff. That Chinese character, I don't know her name. She's laughable.
Yeah, she turned out to be sort of a villain.
I think she
was from the future of the people who had the
terrible plot twist.
But
I enjoyed the episode. It made me laugh for the wrong reasons though.
I mean, I thought it was a standard episode of Doctor Who up until the lecturing again, saying "Stop polluting your oceans, you bastards!" with the plastic.
I mean, there's a thing, right, of educating the viewers about certain matters like pollution, racism, and whatever the subject may be. But that's just right in your face.
Yeah, there's
better ways to do it, man.
There's a way to do it in a subtle manner.
Yeah, to get the message across.
I mean, I've got to agree with a lot of people here. The Chibnall era is very, 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 very like politically correct, and it's not subtle at all. And it just sort of affects.
All we wanted is a journey through space and time. Not this political bullshit.
Like I said before, you watch Doctor Who to escape the world you live in. It's escapism.
It just brings you back.
You don't want this sci-fi show about space, time, alien travel, anything that you want to just constantly remind you: stop polluting your oceans. Global warming. Watch what you're doing. Stop it now. You're a shit person. You're racist.
You're a shit person. Can you imagine like the Doctor saying that straight head on in an episode?
That's moral. She might as well have turned around and said that in that end speech in Orphan 55. You're a shit person.
Get gone.
Be better.
Be better, you shit person.
That is the big problem I got, man. Like just subtle. Like Doctor Who's always been political, but they've been subtle about it. This is not subtle.
This is so in your face.
It's on the nose, and it really takes you out.
That's something for the season series or overall. Just get rid of all the political bullshit. Just get rid of it, and the Chibnall era would vastly be better
It
without
would thrive. It would be.
It would thrive, man.
It would be much more like fondly like looked upon by people.
Here is Jibs. We've got our words now.
We
Cut the bullshit.
just write good sci-fi, and not tell us we're shit.
Yeah. If anything, you're a shit person.
For telling us we're shit. Oh, you
You're a
bastard.
shit person.
Oh.
That's made my day, that. That's made my day. So there you go, folks. That is a Doctor Who mid-season recap.
That's what we
Series
think
12.
of season 12 so far.
Yeah.
Do you think that this season looks like it's going to end in a satisfying way? Like, do you think the next few episodes are going to do it justice?
I think it can go either way. It can be good, it can be bad, because Chids has displayed some good episodes and some bad ones. So I don't know about that. I'm hoping they're going to be good. I hope the stuff with the Cyberman, can't wait to see that. The whole plot twist, I'm looking forward to that. The way it's going, it looks like we're in for an exciting finish.
It is. Anytime we've got big story arc stuff involved, whether it's the Gallifrey or Timeless Child or Ruth Doctor stuff, it's really good and it's really intriguing. Yep. It's just the stuff in between, it's not as interesting. So hopefully this Lone Cyberman thing is interesting, and hopefully they pay off the whole Timeless Child story and the Ruth Doctor thing. We get some confirmation as to what's going on there. I hope that all gets resolved this series and they don't just leave it all hanging until next series.
There's something I'd like to mention really quickly. The next episode, Can You Hear Me? Which airs in 5 days as the recording of this video. The plot is from ancient Syria to present day Sheffield.
What a big leap. You go from Syria to Sheffield, man.
And out into the wilds of space, something is stalking the Doctor and infecting people's nightmares. So we're going to get some Freddy Krueger shit.
Oh,
Potentially.
yes.
Potential.
Freddy
So when you asked me what I'm hoping for what's to come, I think I'll be looking forward to this one. Sounds
all
good.
right. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be more of a standalone one, and then because I think the finale is a two-parter.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So we got that next episode, and there's one more, and then the two-part finale.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's hope that this whole series ends on a positive note, and we can all be excited to see where Doctor Who goes in the future. Because after series 11, we didn't get that sensation.
Just don't fuck it up, Chibs.
Just don't fuck it up.
Let us know what you think, folks. And I guess it's time to end this episode.
Yeah. So, this was a bit of a long sort of podcast about Doctor Who, but, we wanted to get these thoughts out there. We wanted to do this quite a while ago.
Yep.
So now we've finally done it. We feel good. I feel good.
Yeah, got the opinions out there.
Yeah. So now we just need to wait for the season to finish and then give thoughts on the whole season.
We'll be back then in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Unless there's any stuff we want to talk about in between.
I mean, there'll probably be some other stuff we'll talk about up until
some will crop up.
But yeah, we hope you enjoyed this little Doctor Who podcast.
Yeah, smash like and subscribe so you can tune into the Series 12 overall review.
Yeah.
Recap and review.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that. As well as other topics to come.
Ring the bell.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Indeed.
My bell.
Oh God. Bye.